Hello, welcome back to your Family Channel. I'm James J. Booksmart, and today I want to take you down a bit of a memory lane for 2025. Let's reminisce a little, and we also will deep dive into what I plan on doing for 2026. Now, if you guys have already seen the writing one, you would know that I've already done a writing portion, or it is coming up soon. This is for anything reading and content related for you guys. The videos I've made, I'm going to showcase some of my favorites I would highly recommend you guys go check out. I'll link some of them in the comments down below, and we're also going to talk about my goals. I'm also going to go through where I'm going to be posting content in case you're someone who wants to follow me in multiple places. If you are, and I'm just so grateful for you, so just so you are aware, I see you and I am grateful for you. That being said, let's go ahead and work our way through this list. 2025 was an interesting year to say the least. It was a year we were supposed to move, we were supposed to get married. I did neither of these things because the world decided that was not an option, and then also life decided it was not an option. Life decided I shouldn't move. World decided I shouldn't get married. I'd make sure that's very clear. I'm very happily engaged. We just pushed the wedding off of it, which is, you know, that's what happens. It's fine. Reading was great. Reading this year has been great. It is now currently December 15th. I am 301 books into this year, a little under 80,000 pages. I could not be happier when it comes to any of this. I'm going to be honest with you. I couldn't be more excited. I think there's just something, this year was like really special. I guess in that case, I read a bunch and I never hit like a big slump. I never had any months that dwindled past, I mean, I don't know if we had any months. I don't think I had any months that dwindled past like a low number, like a 10 or something. Like every month was like at least 20 books. January we had 17. Yeah, 17 was the lowest month. Our highest month was May, which was 38 books, but everything in between has been at least 20 books or higher. So I feel like that's a really good year. I feel really happy with that number. You know, some people are being like, oh, that's like whatever. I don't care. You can say what you want. I know a lot of people have a lot of feelings and thoughts on how many books people should read in a year. I have a lot of time to read. I like reading. It's one of my favorite things in the world. I try to prioritize reading as much as I try to prioritize everything else. Does it always work out that way? No, it doesn't. This year I started buying more books. I wasn't really planning on doing that. It was just something that happened. At the beginning of the year, I made a deal with myself. I wanted to buy at least one book a month. I also wanted to buy my favorite book of the month. I still have yet to do that. Maybe I'll do that next year. The trend. That way by the end of this year, when I'm doing my top 10 books, my top 10 worst books, my top 5 worst books, you know, whole 9 yards, I have all of those books because they're my favorite book of the month. So I should have 12. And so we should have some, like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, if it was, that's what it was supposed to be. For some reason, I didn't do this. I didn't accomplish this goal, which is fine. We're gonna try next year. I got a lot of books that I read this year, though. This year, I also decided to take on some new challenges on the channel. We're doing novel verses, which I really enjoy and will continue to do in the future. The 5 book vlogs are back, and I'm really enjoying doing all of them. And it really is just an excuse for me to be like, I read these 5 books from this set of people or something. And it's just more like a set TBR vibe instead of being so oriented towards something else. But it opened up like a whole can of things, which I think is great. I don't have anything else to say about, like, I'm just very happy about that. And also series overviews. I've always done series overviews, but this year I made an intention to really focus on that, and I'm really happy I did that. I completed so many series this year, and that's beautiful. I absolutely love that. I'm so excited to continue that new year as well. On a side note, I've also started posting regularly on Shorts, TikTok, Instagram, or as regular as possible there was a point in time where I was posting like daily, but then I stopped and I've just been doing it like when I have something to say. And I really like that, to the point where we're going to talk about it in our goals for next year. I feel like we should move on to 2026. What are my goals for 2026? Move into a house, get married. Yeah, those personal goals did not change. We'll see if they happen or not. It's fine. Moving into a house, I think will happen. I have no doubt in my mind. We have plans. We have direct plans. We have direct setup plans as well. I have no doubt in my mind it's going to happen. Getting married, I don't know. We'll see. For normal content goals, I still would like to post at least 2 videos a week. Right now, I think I'm posting a video a week. On average, I think it's 5 videos a month, if I'm not mistaken. And that's because sometimes I post like 6 videos in a week or whatever, so it's like 5 videos a month, but it's not 5 once a week. If that makes any sense. December is always an outlier, so let's not look at that. Let's go to November. November I posted 7 videos. It's not too bad. October was 7 videos. Okay. September, 5 videos, but it was between September 20th and September 28th. You see my point here? All I guess looks like it has at least 5, if not more, videos as well. in it. Not all these videos have stayed public though, to be fair, but yeah. I want to post at least twice a week is my goal. You guys are really the only thing I post on. I dibble dabble in other places, so you can find me over on Jacob is Here, where I post my stream VODs, specifically for anything to doing with Sims or life simulation games. And those are not really edited down anymore. They used to be extremely edited down, and I'm just like, no, I don't feel like doing it anymore. We're just gonna post the whole thing. And so that's what you can see over there, and they go up weekly. I only post one video over there. I have so much more content. I could rapid post, and I just don't feel like doing it. It's part of the reason. And I'm posting on Week of Movie Bros as well, and we'll get into a little bit of why that is when we jump down into some individual stuff. But also, like, I just like talking about movies, and that's what that channel is made for. And I talked to my brother, who is the other half of that person who does the channel, and he's like, I'm not using it. Go right ahead. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna use it. And so I'm using it. Then, like, I had some like really big things happen this year. I'm a published author. I wrote 3 books. I didn't even talk about them in the beginning of this video. I wrote and published 3 books, and I will have a whole, I have videos talking about each and every one in case you guys are interested. And I don't know, that is one of those things that I'm immensely proud of. It is something I've been terrified to do for such a long time, and anybody who has decided to take a chance on me as a reader or anything along those lines, I'm so grateful for you. Even if you thought the book was terrible, I'm just happy you turned the page. When it comes to writing, reading, anything like that, I never once in my life set out and been like, this is what I'm going to do for my career. This is a hobby of mine. This is something I love, I cherish, and I don't want that to change. I love writing as much as I love reading, as much as I love playing video games. I do everything I can to talk about these things because I love them so much, and I have so many thoughts and opinions on them that I'm like, at one point in my life, I was very lonely, and so the only thing I could do was talk about them to a camera. Now I'm grateful I have a lot of people I can talk to these things about. But I'm not trying to get sad or sappy here. Either way, I don't want that to change, and so this is always just going to be a hobby of mine. I do market, I do other stuff or whatever to make it seem like I'm more like a published author than what my brain says I am. I'm just happy, like, when someone says, oh, I want to read your writing, I hear you talk about it all the time, I can point them somewhere. Like, that's pretty fucking cool, to say the least. Okay, either way, being off that. But also not. This is my whole entire, this whole point. And I do have plans for publishing in 2026. I have really strong plans to publish in 2026. I have a lot of fun stuff coming out. I'm writing a book currently right now called The Muse, which I've talked about in a few different videos and stuff at this point. I absolutely fucking love that book. I cannot wait until you can read it. I'm so excited. I think it's some of my best writing I've done all time. Some of the lines, like, it shocks me. Sometimes I'm like, oh, that cute. Okay. There's like so many fun things. Okay, so back into book goals. So on Saturday, I want to post at least 2 videos a week. I'm thinking I'm gonna start planning out the basics of January, February, March, and go from there. And I want to add a few things, obviously here or there, but we'll go from there. So that's the plan. I also wanted to get more consistent with TikTok and Instagram and YouTube Shorts. I feel like I did that pretty well this year. I do want to carry that over into next year, and I have some plans on how to do so. So one of those is I'm going to divide my TikTok into 2 different TikToks instead. In reality, my writing is not doing particularly well on my main TikTok, I just was the TikTok I was using for most things. And so I'm going to make its own separate TikTok called Jacob William Books or something like that. It'll have my same author profile picture on it, so you definitely know, hey, this is for writing. And then we'll have one that's not for writing. And so I have one for writing, and almost anything that's going on writing TikTok will be interposted on Instagram and Shorts, because that's typically what I do with that type of content. Whereas anything that's posting on my main my book TikTok, my review TikTok, I'm gonna call it review because what we're gonna talk about, I don't know what's gonna come over here. There is a series that I plan on doing next year that involves all my unread books on my shelves. Those that could be interwoven into this, like, into YouTube Shorts and stuff, because I do want other people to be able to see that in case you're interested in what I'm doing over there. That was a design series I made, or it's not really I made. It's a design series that I see a lot of people doing, and I thought it looked really fun, that I plan on doing. We're going to be working on that, and so that will be something that will be going up over a book talk, and those videos will get interplaced over here as well. I'm really excited about them. And yeah, that TikTok is going to be all reviews. I want to do reviews for every book I read. 1 minute to 2 minutes, I think it's 1 minute to 3 minutes, because YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels are about 3 minutes long. TikToks can get up to 10 minutes, but I don't ever plan on using that much time. So 1 to 3 minute reviews of every book I read, I'm going to post over onto TikTok. I don't know if I'm going to make small books next year or not. I made small books for every book I read this year. I still am doing it. We'll do one more, and at the end of or probably in January when I do my December wrap up, we'll have one more. I will make the decision in that video if I'm going to continue doing that this year. I'm not sure if the output is worth the input. I'm not sure where I'm going to put them. I'm thinking of getting like a shatter box and doing something along those lines so I can have just it put somewhere, because I made all these things and I don't have any place to put them. Not 100% sure. In a lot of ways, it's easier because I can do a lot of wrap-ups easier, and it was done for a personal gain reason. That was the fact that I read 30 books a month. I don't have the money to buy 30 books, and sometimes books are checked out of the library. I'm going to try to get a little better at getting the physical copies of each book, but also like be respectful for the library and things. So yeah, okay, by the way, we will see what's gonna happen in the new. I truly don't know with little books. By the way, I still plan on doing reviews every month. Because originally the plan was to build the little book and then review it after you build it, or like while I do it. It never happened this year. I never did. I filmed a little bit of that content, and then I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to do this. Does not interest me. So we're gonna stop that. So we'll see. I also am posting movie reviews. I'm gonna be posting movie reviews for every movie that I see and or TV show that I finish. So essentially, these can be new or old. I do not care. I'm not. Once again, I think it's been pretty obvious. I do not post reviews. I do not post for anything. I post for me. These are things that I'm just curious about that I want to see if I want to watch in the future. I post for me. I am my main fan, and it makes it a lot easier. I write for me. I read for me. I post for me. That is my prerogative. I think if you are the person you're doing this for, and you're the person you're trying to you're the person you're doing this for, I feel like you're going to be in better shape. I have whole thoughts and opinions on this, having done this for several years now. I'm going to be posting, like I said, any movie I see, new or old. If as long as it's brand new to me, I will not talk about rewatches, because that would take up so much of my timeline. And it doesn't have to be in the theater, it can be at home, I don't care. TV shows, like when I finish season 21 of Grey's Anatomy, I'll review season 21 of Grey's Anatomy. There was a point in time where Jacob beforehand could not do that because I didn't review season 1 through 20, and I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, it's beautiful how much of that changes. And that's the difference between book talk, writing talk, and Instagram and YouTube shorts. Instagram is simply used for writing bases. I'm going to be posting snippets, everything else on that Instagram. No books are going to be going over there whatsoever, I've decided. I think it's too confusing, especially because there's this whole conversation about authors being in writing spaces, authors being in reading spaces, and so forth. I want my space to feel very welcoming. However, I also know that I'm an author, so I'm going to keep it very author. And which is why I think I'm separating between the writing TikToks and the non, because I do think they need to be separated so you have an understanding. Now getting down to the simplicities of it all. How many books do I want to read next year? I want to read at least 100 books. And I also want to read at least 50,000 pages. Historically speaking, that's probably like 150 books in reality. But yeah, that's the low numbers. Obviously, if I read 340 books this year, that's fucking insane. I don't even want to think about it. I don't think it's going to happen. But if I do, I'm going to want to read 341 next year, which is why I don't want it to happen. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll also continue the same trends I do this year that I've done in years past. So certain staple videos you'll definitely see next year, such as my first read, my last read on New Year's Eve this year. I mean, those are not changing. That's going to stay the same. I have my final book. It's sitting over here on my bookshelf. I will be reading it. It's just one of those things that it will happen. That being said, let me know what some of your guys' goals and stuff are in the new year, and I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.